Yo, good day and welcome. Happy New Year, 2024.
What's going on? Happy New Year.
Man,
Betcha.
actually, I was thinking about this. I saw this on a TikTok. It actually is 40 years from Terminator movie where they projected that the Terminators would come and take over the world. We're exactly that year.
Oh, that's new. And that's
My cell phone was acting up this morning, so I think we're already there.
Oh, man, we are there. Skynet is taking over. Ready, buddy.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you. Yeah, hold on, guys. Just 1 second. Sorry.
Our guest, of course,
He ran away.
He
It's
ran
the bumper.
away because
Our
he's
guest this
afraid of
morning
apocalypse.
is a plotter and about what it.
Sorry, had to sign for a package.
So, as you guys know, my name's Jody Sedrick.
And I am still Rod Puzey, and
Yep.
we already have comments. And welcome to 2024.
It's crazy. Mike Rhines, welcome to the show, man.
How's it going?
Good.
Glad to be back.
New Year, the best
Team
ever.
Yes, sir.
I can't see any of those.
Big thing, this is 2024 is Jody and Rod and RoadFS's 15th year in business. 15
baby.
years.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Started in 09.
15. So some of you that are 20 started doing this.
Oh,
That's
man,
what I'm saying.
That's
That's
crazy
what I'm
think.
saying.
So,
Who'd thought?
man, we are super excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be on.
You have some exciting things going on. You've made a change over to car candy.
I have. Yes, I have.
I forget who else. Oh, I was talking to Kelly Mankin yesterday about car candy, and we were talking about how car candy has such fun marketing. They have such a fun group. And so I'm like, oh man, this aligns because we're looking forward to 2024. What do you guys have in store? What do you have in store with car candy?
So for those that don't know, I recently took on the outside sales rep position with Car Candy. Basically what the goal is obviously, get the product out there, get the brand out there. I can tell you that we are going to be focusing heavily on a training segment for the brand, for the products. We do have boat candy that is going to be launching this quarter. As well as our private label site that will be launching as well in 2024. So right now it's a matter of getting out there and getting the brand out to the people that aren't seeing it yet. Car Candy's already got a pretty decent following. It's just a matter of extending that at this point. So
nice. So one of the fun things that when we were at SEMA, we had the opportunity to drop by the Car Candy booth and visit with Megan and the owner,
Megan and Anthony.
Ashley.
Ashley
and
thank
Anthony.
You. And it was really fun because when I was talking to them, they're like, you know what? We have the chemist right in our shop, so we can go down the hall and we can give our feedback immediately and they can throw something back. And I love that kind of innovation and the ability to adapt and move. So how is that going to help you as you're, trying to lead the charge for Car Candy in 2024?
It's going to help huge. You guys know, I enjoy training. So for me, it's getting that one-on-one time with that chemist and the R&D team. I have access to both, and being able to learn more about the product. Those are things that the consumer really needs to know. Like any other product out there, there's a specific way to use it. So we got to train them the right way. So for us to be able to have a chemist in-house when we need to make changes, on the fly, that's huge. That's very beneficial. It's going to help not only me, but it's going to help Car Candy as well, because when you have access to the chemist right there, you can get that change made. Maybe same day, just depends on his workload. But I know that I have, ability being in the field, to request changes and stuff like that as the consumer is using the product. So being in the field, being able to have that chemist in hand, that's going to be very, very, very beneficial. Being right there in Lakeland, Florida, that's huge. It's a U.S. based company. It's manufactured in the U.S. So
there you go. So give us a little bit more background on Car Candy for people that aren't familiar with the brand. Just kind of give us a short and sweet version, kind of like me.
Right?
So I actually have some bullet points that I have that I could go over. I don't know if I can pull them up while I'm on here, but I can tell you that,
and
that car
new at this.
yes. But the Car Candy started in 2010. Ashley's dad actually started it, and she has taken it over, and she has been investing in the company. She's spent a lot of time and a lot of resources really gearing up for, essentially this point. We have all new labeling when they brought Meghan in last year.
Yep.
And we've got all new formulas. I actually am currently testing three of the original coatings, new formula, and then 2 new ones right now as well. So there's some new stuff coming. I can tell you that one of the big things that we're looking forward to is being able to produce more bottles. In December, they added another filling station, or another filling line, sorry. So they can now double production.
Oh, so cool. So I want them to have a Skittle flavored one, like a wash or something.
We can make that suggestion.
It's on the freaking label. It's Skittles, man.
Car Candy. I know.
Car Candy.
At least make it smell like Skittles. That's what I want.
I think we have that ability.
You got a chemist in house, make it smell like Skittles, brother. Or that fruit flavored candy that shall not be named. So, how many products does Car Candy have that are under their label? Because when I first heard of Car Candy years ago, I thought it was a reseller. I thought they resold other people's products. I didn't know they were their own line.
Yeah, no, they manufacture their own products, and they do it right there in house. So I can't tell you how many SKUs exactly that they have. But with adding the boat candy line, I can tell you that the amount of SKUs they have easily doubled. Wow. So
that's cool.
I know their line ranges everywhere from interior to exterior. We've got the candy coating line, and then the boat candy line. So there's a lot of products to choose from with their catalog. So
one of the questions I have for you, and I think this is a lot. I wouldn't say a lot. There are a significant number of detail business owners that grow their business to a certain point, and all of a sudden they want to change the trajectory of their career. Right. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of reasons for that. Your body starts to shut down. You get tired of doing the same thing. You're looking for a new challenge. What was the driver for you, and what has surprised you as you've made the transition from a detailer / business owner to now a product representative?
So for me, sales has always kind of been a thing for me, having experience, with Anheuser-Busch as a sales rep, a certified sales rep with them. Sales always kind of became a natural thing for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being out in the field and interacting with people, getting to know people, building that rapport with them. So really for me, the transition wasn't much different than what I already do as a business owner. I'm still building those same reports with those clients. It was just a matter of, I had to really decide, did I want to get back into sales, or did I want to keep driving my own detail business further? With the trajectory that I was already on after having left the previous coating company, and then starting, co-founding Detailers of the Round Table, it really gave me an eye opener. I realized that, even after 16 years, you can get burnt out on something that you love. And that's where I was headed. I've taken the breaks, I've taken the time, but, the constant headache, it was something that I didn't want anymore. So I made that choice to put my hat back in the ring, if you will, and put myself back out there for a sales role. When I had seen the car company one, or I'm sorry, the car candy one pop up, I had been encouraged to apply to it, so I did. Obviously, that's that's worked out really well for me. But as far as, you know, that transition, again, it was something I had to make that choice. I had to decide, okay, if this is what I'm going to do, I have to commit to this. Just like you know, anybody else does with their businesses. When they commit to their businesses, they have to follow through with that. I had to make that choice.
Yeah.
I think one of the scary things for entrepreneurs moving, because I look at it, and I mean, I have a boss next to me that is just a slave driver, right? Time, you know,
cracking that whip, man.
You know,
that's right.
There's a difference. There's a different mentality when you're building your own business versus building somebody else's business, and really being the flag waver for a new brand. And I think a lot of people, they wrestle with, all right, can I give up this aspect of my life for this aspect? And it's not that either one is better than the other. It's just different, right?
Yeah.
So 100%. How are you wrestling with that? Because I know there's somebody listening that's having that same question. All right, I'm so tired of, you know, I've been working in my business the last 15, 16, 17 years. Man, I'm just dreading getting up, kind of like when Rob was in Micron, sitting, just gritting his teeth and going, all right, I can do this, right?
Yep.
And going, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to make a change. And sometimes that change can be very scary.
It is. It really is. You know, especially when what you're changing from was something that you started. You know, anybody that started their own business knows that that's their baby. You know, they don't ever want to give that up. But I really had to have a moment where I had to make that decision of, if I stay doing this, I'm not going to love it anymore. I need this to stay what it was. And for me, that was a hobby. I needed to look at the other things that were going to be affecting this decision at that point, which was my family. You know, I've got 4 kids. I got to think about. So for me, it was more of, you know what, I've been at this now under Famously Fresh Detailing for 13 years. My goal that I had originally set for myself was be out of my shop and be out of doing the work by year 10. I've surpassed that. It's time. It was time for me to make that decision to move on, which is ultimately what I had to do. And you're right, it is scary because you never know, you know, what you're giving up for one thing for the next. But again, you know, you get very little reward when you don't take any any risk. So that's the risk that I took.
So now let's jump into the reward part of that, which is Car Candy is a really up and coming company.
Huge.
Very much so.
Yes.
I mean, they just sort of, I can't even remember when it was, but several years ago, it just sort of exploded on the scene. I'd never even heard of them. And they're there now. You've got, you know, Anthony and Meghan and you guys are expanding, like you said, almost doubling the stuff, the SKUs. So you guys, you're really moving. How American based company, but how large of an area are you in? How big is the plant or the area you're in, and the number of people and all that kind of stuff?
I can tell you that they added 10 more people to the staff, warehouse and admin. That's significant.
That is
I can't tell you how big the facility is. I have not been there yet. I actually leave on Sunday. So I'm super excited. I'll be there for a week.
We just hired too, and I can tell you that hiring a bunch of people. At one time we had 24 employees, and that was insanity. I don't think we slept during that period, but now we're at 12 to 13. And you know, it's a good number. But adding 10 people at once, that's a lot of stuff. So that's impressive.
In that is a multimedia artist as well. So we'll have video production, production highlight videos that'll be going on. We'll have a YouTube channel that will be really revamping and really starting to put some time and effort into. So
nice.
There's a lot to be said for what's going to happen in 2024.
Yeah, 2024 is gearing up for a lot of people, including you guys, as a really kind of a big year. And I think that, there was some discussions the other day online about, is the industry consolidating? Is it having a problem? And I'm like, it's a shift.
Industry's growing.
There's more people spending tons of money. There's people that are booked way out. I heard it was like, if you're booked out 3 weeks, you need to hire somebody. If you're booked out, 1 week, you need to do some marketing. And if you're booked out 2 weeks, you're about just right. It's like,
so we need to hire another person.
We definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had a really good year last year. We're already the first month already so far. I mean, I know we're just barely into January, 4 days, but we're already growing again. Like I said, we just hired 2 people. So so let's talk about some of the products. Car candy, everything. What is like the go-to, like, you go to Dairy Queen for a Blizzard. What do you go to Car Candy for? What's the thing?
So the staple products, again, then this is going to be opinion based.
Yeah.
For me is obviously, everything that I need to do my exterior detail when I'm picking an exterior product. So my first thing I'm going for is my soap. And I'm going for my degreaser, get a glass cleaner, my decon, tire wheel cleaner. Those are the things I'm going for. I can tell you Car Candy has all those.
Yeah.
I've been able to really get my hands on some of these products and really start putting in some time on them, really testing them on different levels and different temperatures as well, as we are in Indiana right now, and it is a whopping 32 degrees outside. I just washed the truck in 32-degree weather outside and still utilized product. So having the staples is obviously going to be a huge go-to for any product company. Those are the ones that everybody knows that they can come and get and rely on. They're tried, true, proven, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of the key is that, I think everybody has, I don't know of anybody in any shop that I've ever been in since I started walking into shops in like 1982 that has one brand of product. So everybody has their favorites and they have their combinations. And, when I'm working on a Miata that's black, I use this. And then if I'm working on a Chevy that's black, I be very careful.
Every product company out there has their own niche product for each individual out there.
Yep. That's fantastic. Pick your favorites and everything. I know that there was a bunch at SEMA, there was a bunch of products released as well. There was some new stuff out there. In fact, I know that when we talked to Anthony, there were some that were actually in a bottle, but it wasn't the actual product. It was actually just the product was in a bottle, but it wasn't actual product in the bottle. It was
right. It was a placeholder for the bottle.
It's that new. Yeah. So
yep.
Kind of like pointing at a pregnant lady's belly going, it's coming, it's in there, but it ain't happening.
Yep.
And then she goes, I'm not pregnant.
She goes, I'm not pregnant. You go, damn, I did it again.
That's when you're just like,
yeah. One of my favorite stories. Take a hard right for just a minute. One of my favorite stories ever is my dad. Years and years ago, he had a pretty good beer belly going, and this little kid walked with my dad and poked him right in the gut and goes, "Is there a baby in there?" My mom was like, "I think it's time to cut back."
Time to make some changes, right?
Anheuser-Busch has got to go.
So let's talk about the boat product, right? Because the boat's a new line.
The boat candy is a new line. I will be honest, I haven't gotten to look into it too much, but I do know that they are offering a full variety and array of products to be able to detail your boat. I know they got a mold and mildew remover, your soaps. I know they've got some things that are going to be released that are going to be different, a little bit newer to this side of the detail industry for these boats or for boat detailing. So it's innovation.
Oh, good.
Is there anything new for Mobile Tech Expo that you guys will be releasing?
Yes. I'm going to just say yes.
Hey, it's another pregnant lady. It's out there.
Yes. Well, I did mention that, there are 2 new coatings that I just got done testing. I'm assuming that those will probably be released at Mobile Tech. These are final formulas.
Okay.
So
is there specific ones for boats versus cars that are being released?
That I do not know.
So
That I do not know.
I have a question about Meghan.
Mhm.
She's
Wow,
probably going to hear this and go, all right.
She's probably watching right now.
Right, she's probably watching, so I
All
want
right,
to ask
Megan. I didn't know about this
because
question,
he
Megan.
didn't
Just so
know.
you
This
know,
is
this
Jody's
all-
question, right?
this all Jody.
And
Oh
let me
boy.
preface this question. I have mad respect for Meghan.
Mhm.
But I can see her being a very demanding and very results oriented boss. So how's it and leader? So I'm wondering how your experience with Meghan has been so far, and if I'm reading that correct.
I can tell you that Megan has been nothing but amazing towards me. God's honest truth. She's made sure that if I have any questions that they get answered, and I don't feel bad for asking them. She really does make me feel welcome, really makes me feel at home. I would imagine, as any boss, she is going to be very result oriented. But again, I really don't feel like they would have chose me if I wasn't going to be able to provide that for them. So I'm extremely excited and looking forward to working with Megan as well as Ashley and the rest of the Car Candy team. So,
and I asked that because I have like I said, mad respect for Meghan.
but
And
she's just the nicest person ever. I don't know if I could handle seeing her mad.
he has a killer jacket that I have on video that she's like, I can't believe I wore this. But in my conversations with her, she's like, look, I look at things from a numbers perspective and how
Mhm.
we drive the business forward. And I think that's a good lesson for business owners is
Mhm.
right, when you're looking at 2024, Rod and I have already I sent over a spreadsheet to him at everything that I saw. And then now he's going through it. And then we're going to come back and have a meeting of the minds and go, all right, how do we execute on this plan to make it, come to pass? And, last year, we write our goals on the little whiteboard behind Rod's
fat little head
desk. And then we, and it was fun because at the end of the year, we were able to look and go, wow, we did that. We did that. Oh, I'm surprised we did that. And
Mhm.
might hit that one, but we know why, right? And I think a lot of times we look at 2024 and we're excited about the new year. We set goals for the new year, but we get just like those people that come to the gym 3 weeks, 4 weeks into it, and all of a sudden they fizzle off and they don't hold themselves.
They've lost their motivation.
And they've lost their motivation, but more importantly, they've lost their discipline.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the things that I really see in Meghan, and she has this incredible discipline with a vision, and she has
Mhm.
a way of pulling you into that vision and making you excited to execute on it.
Yeah, and
100%.
the easy part about that for me is that, I mean, as much bullshit as I throw out there, I'm the numbers guy. So there's a lot of fun, but I'm also the numbers guy, and I'm that's super important that your goals are achievable, they're measurable. You
Mhm.
have to have ones. You can't just be like, this year we're going to make $10 million. And you're like, okay, how are we going to get there?
Right.
You get to 10 million. That's fine, but you got to have a plan. And
Right.
I think that is part of what drives certain individuals is being that disciplined and getting those numbers there. And like Jody said, we hit our numbers for 2023 in September, and then we just kept going. And, for us, we have some pretty high aspirations every year. It's a big number of growth that we want to do every year.
Mhm.
We hired 2 people this year to bring that up. And I think I see that in Car Candy as well. You guys are bringing on people, the products are getting increased, and it's like there's a real drive to go forward. So one of the things Beard Crew
I can't see what I say. It says Beard Crew going to kill it this year. I can't see anything else.
Yeah, Car Candy is lucky to have such a talented beard on board. Now that's a good shirt idea.
Yeah, there you go. Then there's Joel. Okay, here we go.
That's funny. And Joel,
Everything
everything needs to be attainable, not BS.
Exactly.
Yes.
So for instance, you have to look at it realistically and go, okay, I'd really like to get to this number, but that's
Right.
a 40% increase. And if something is not in place to make a 40% increase,
That number's not going to be achievable.
right.
Yeah.
So you've got to make them achievable. And when we hit our goals, I'm happy about it. I'm not like, oh,
Mhm.
but I'm also I'm what I call a pessimistic optimist. I know we're going to move forward, but I know it's going to be hard. So we have to be able to measure all that stuff, and to do that, you have to track it. And that is one of those things that a lot of people, I think, miss out on is tracking those goals throughout the year. And you got to also be able to be flexible, right? I mean,
Yep.
if all of a sudden you had goals for your personal, and then you make this transition into car candy, that's going to affect those. And if I bring on a new line, or if I start a new whole side of my business, that is going to affect those goals. So
Right.
I don't like the oh, it's January, we're going to go up
Rah,
new me. It's not going to happen. Hey, I saw this post yesterday and it was like, look, you guys can expect I'm going to be the same asshole that I've been for my entire life. That's just
I think Nate posted something like that.
That's exactly what I'm going to be. So that's okay. It's just that if I have a goal to literally improve myself, make it attainable, right? I'm going to lose 142 pounds. No, that's not going to happen. I may lose 5 pounds, right? And make your goals achievable so you can win. Give yourself wins. One of the things I heard out there, and I'm sure that Megan and I have talked about this before, but you basically set daily goals. Put the 3 most important things you have to get done in a day on a board somewhere and cross them off as you do them. Give yourself those wins, but don't put on there, I am going to completely 3-stage correct this 4-door dually Ford and it's black. And at the same time, I'm going to repaint the house and I got to go to the store. Everyone talks, I will do this and I will do that, blah, blah, blah. Show me the money. That's right. Exactly.
Joel's all about the money.
You know what? Richard was talking the other day.
Green.
About Richard was talking about, don't tell people your moves until you're doing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you said, you've got the final mix in your hand. We are going to release a product. So often I see companies that go, we're going to have a new product, and then they don't have anything. And we've learned our lesson with that. Saying to somebody, we're going to have this thing that we're going to release in the software in March, and then all of a sudden it's July and it's not out. And so we'll say,
it's tough.
We did it with this.
That's right. Do that.
That's good. I'm a green lover, baby. Oh man, well, we're really excited. I mean, there are some amazing things happening in the industry. Car Candy is one of those people, those companies that are really pushing things forward and making it fun.
Detailers of the round table, and you just happen to be on the wave of both of those, so that's really exciting. Really kind of you really made a big shift into new stuff, and that's awesome. And I encourage people to, like you said, step outside of their comfort zone. You
have to.
There's so many times that people have asked us, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Jody's been asking me for 100 years, why don't you open another shop? And I'm like, I'm the same thing. I don't want to do it for other people. I want to do it for me, and I don't want to do it day. I used to work on really, really cool race car stuff and off-road racing and then it wasn't fun anymore because it just work. And now it's fun again. Working on cars is fun again for me. And I like doing it, but I don't like doing it for somebody else. So step outside your comfort zone, do the things you want to do. There's a lot of people we've talked to, even in, like I said, it's 4 days in, and there's so many changes going on in the industry with people that are moving. I'm not going to mention names, but somebody's moving completely cool across the globe.
There's some big moves happening right now.
Man, buckle up and hold on, because it's going to get wild.
It's going to be good. So.
I swear I'm going to let my hair grow this year and put a
do it.
Just do it.
I want to see Jody with a full-blown beard though by January.
That is not
next year.
He can't do it. He can't do it. I can.
That is not gonna happen.
You're a third of the way there already.
I don't have the patience.
I can do it. I can actually throw a really good beard. And
let's do it then. I want to see it.
I love. All right, we got to read this.
Totally
this is a nice shout out to you.
Yeah.
Megan selected the perfect person for the Car Candy team. Her vision and plan will be totally embraced. And that really is a kudos to you. And thank you, Joel, for recognizing that.
Thank you.
Dude, I was thinking back in anticipation of this interview or this podcast guest, whatever we call this
bullshit
this
session.
show,
it's
right?
a live bullshit session of people.
That's exactly it. It's one of the things that I've seen in you in 2023 that people can learn from is, look, not everything is going to be exactly laid out. You have an idea of where you're going, but be willing to take the steps. And that's one of the things that I've seen in you in 2023, that you've been able to move outside of your comfort zone and embrace some new opportunities that I think is going to be a blessing to you, but also amazing opportunities for you and the industry as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very grateful for the path that I've chosen. I had to do a lot of self-reflecting over the last 2 years. Part of that I have to contribute to my divorce. So, not all things are negative when they perceive to be that way. I try to look for the positive in everything that I do anymore. Everything that I've, gotten myself to at this point is all because I've decided, take this risk, step out of that comfort zone. You never know if you don't try it.
Yeah. That's is right before this podcast, we were talking about a situation we're in right now where we're talking to a potential client, and there's a feature that a year ago Jody and I kind of forced our team to develop it. They didn't want to do it. They're like, we don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Guess what? Hey, who writes the checks? Finish it. So they did it. That's the feature that these guys need. And so that forethought on our part is now going to pay dividends going forward because we've already got it in place. And I think that people need to, you get stuck in your lane, right?
Yeah.
You have to stay in your lane. I'm not going to go out and become a guy that sews wedding dresses, right? I have none of the skills. It's always positive, even if something goes wrong. It's positive. Excellent point, Richard. But when I say stay in your lane, I mean you can look at different avenues to do things. And I'm gonna big shout out to IGL, the training we just went to. They've produced something that can provide an entire different line of business. I mean, it's a different separate company, and it's not so far of a deviation that people that are in detailing can't do it. It's still in your lane. I think that's kind of the changes or the growth or the maturity, as Joel just said, that it takes to do what you did. It's a big change. It's a big jump. And that's okay. You can take those big jumps. And a lot of times you'll look back 10 years from now and be like, that was the greatest decision I ever made.
Right.
It propelled me into this next thing. So, kudos to you. Like Jody said, we are super excited at MTE. We've got some new stuff that is going to just be awesome. If people think it was cool at SEMA where we were at, wait till you see us at MTE.
I'm excited that we're right across the aisle from you.
So we'll get over there and see you. You're
going to want to come to our booth.
You're going to definitely want to be there.
You're going to want to come. So we're doing some fun things. So
I'm going to bet that I can jump across the aisle. Even if I biff it, I'm going to go ahead and make that bet.
This is a pregnant lady.
In
we
fact,
have the thing.
That reminds me, I got to follow up on something that should have already been here. So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time, man. We're super excited.
Thanks for having me.
For you and the Car Candy family. We're excited about 2024.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and for those of you that have gone out and subscribed, we really appreciate it. We're going to be doing some other things this year with people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel, so please encourage everybody to go out and subscribe. And we do a lot of giveaway stuff, and we are making some changes in the podcast, so you'll wait to see those will be awesome. We will see you guys. There's one last comment, it looks like, out there. We'll see who threw that one out there. Mr. Kirk Evans. Have a great day. You too, sir.
Awesome.
So,
Well,
all
thank
Have a good day, buddy. I'll be talking to you here in a little bit.
Thank you so much, man. And guys, we will check you same time, same bad channel just next week.
week.
Have a great one, guys.
Thanks, man.